Welcome to GigaBoots podcast number 44. We got me, Dan.
And Eric.
And Bob, too.
We're all just hanging out, having a good time. I got my 3DS set up here to record some Smash Bros. Because I figured for the visual element this time, while we're having conversations later, I can just go through the trophies. Because I haven't done that at all. And most of our fan base doesn't own Smash.
Don't lie, Dan. You just wanted an excuse to play more Smash.
No, I can't play Smash and say intelligent things about video games.
Okay, fine.
That is when my curly mustache brain engages and I start talking about chips, scoops, and Haagen-Dazs.
I see.
Whether or not that is relevant does not seem to matter.
Since none of these news articles are about the fighting game community, I doubt any of those phrases will be of any use to me today.
Skullgirls may be involved. Slightly.
Yes.
Tangential.
Yeah.
Bam. Boom.
Just barely edged in there.
Squeak that in.
And then I can just let loose then. So maybe I shouldn't play the normal mode until then. But, hey, it's just occurred to me, where are the trophies?
They're under Vault. And then
and
trophies.
then their first option.
Turns out.
Then Gallery.
Yeah, just look at that Hoard.
Yeah, I'm going to look at that Hoard real quick. That's a pretty good collection, 179.
Oh, you didn't? I hit 300 a while ago.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
I did a lot of grinding to get outfits.
Right.
So I intentionally didn't get trophies in order to do that.
I did a lot of grinding the trophy rush.
Oh, yeah,
No, I
that's right.
still haven't done a shitload of that. I think I've done that maybe 4 times.
And then I've spent almost all my money retrying the 9.0 difficulty because that thing takes a lot of money.
Yes, it does. Are you playing as Little Mac?
No, I'm not.
Good luck.
Well, I mean, the part that gets me is the final boss, and Little Mac probably can't even hit him.
I found out the trick is to use a lot of counters.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. If you know what you're doing with that, you can do more damage to him in midair if you're really, really good like that. But in any case, so let's just talk about what we've been playing for the last week. It is almost at a point where I haven't been playing Smash.
Wow.
Yeah, I've been
that's
so
true.
busy
We've been
with
doing
all
other
this other stuff. We got the Bayonetta Let's Play we're recording. We what else? Just all these quick plays and things, like the Mighty Number 9 third level, which you still haven't tried.
And
Guilty Gear Xrd.
Xrd sign.
Xrd.
I feel like you should have to pronounce the hyphens in the word sign because official iconography,
Yeah, of course.
hyphen sign hyphen.
It looks cooler like that.
And it's written out like that on so many websites, and I'm like, oh, that's dumb. Can't that just be a horizontal rule with some text in it? Like, isn't that just a logo thing? No. Gotta write those hyphens. But yeah, what have I actually been playing? We played a bit of The Evil Within.
We did.
Let's talk about that real quick, Bob, because Rosa-chan or whatever was in the comments or on Twitter asking me personally. She's like, hey, I don't want to watch the quick play because I don't want to spoil it. Did you guys like that game? Did we like the game, Bob?
I don't know. You know, it seemed like you didn't.
Oh, yeah.
And I kind of did.
At the end of Chapter 2, I sort of checked out. I was like, okay, I'll see what Chapter 3 is. Mm-hmm. And then when you booted it and it was what it was for the short little period, that's when I just finally went, okay, at very least the beginning of this game isn't that great for me. So in our quick play, we do Chapter 1 and Chapter 2. Chapter 1 is a vertical slice of a game this isn't.
Yeah.
It is quick. It is sort of like very scripted events, very narrow definition of what you can do. And you're being pursued by a guy in a hospital ward, a mental ward. And that's actually from E3. So if you've seen any videos of this game, chances are you've seen the part that is Chapter 1.
Yeah, E3 showed a little bit of some little chunks from that.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, that doesn't feel like there was that much to it. They introduced the stealth in that chapter.
Yeah, press R1 to stealth.
Right. Crouch walking is your main means of stealth.
Yep. So sneak. And so, like, that first chapter and the second one are very different because the second one seems to be more like it dumps a lot of mechanics on you at the beginning.
It really doesn't give you a good, rundown of how the controls work even. I didn't know how to run until I looked it up in the menu.
Yeah, that was interesting. What? How did you run? L1?
Yeah, L1.
That was weird. And then Yeah, it was just weird. You hit chapter 2 and it just dumps all these controls and mechanics and things on you,
Yeah,
and then it explains.
And during
some of it?
chapter 1, like the back of your ankle gets cut open by a chainsaw.
Actually, it was a calf.
cat. Okay,
yeah,
so
so it's
calf.
real bad. It is fucking awful. Like,
And so he's limping that whole chapter, and then he gets in an elevator at the end of the chapter, and then you're just fine.
and
Well,
that's supposed to be what the game's about, but at the same time, because of what they did mechanically on top of that sort of stuff, it feels even more weirdly disconnected from the vertical slice of a game that it isn't. Like, it is, the whole thing's strange.
Yeah, it's very weird. I have to play more of it to see if I really would like it. The part I'm on now is the difficulty, like for chapter 3, just ratcheted way up.
Yeah.
Like insanely.
Like, here are these mechanics. Now deal.
Right? And
Do you feel like you're doing something wrong to cause that, or
I kind of do.
Are you-
like
okay.
maybe I'm not getting it. Like I'm trying to be stealthy, but it seems like after I stealth kill one guy, then everyone just sees me because I guess that makes noise.
Do you feel like maybe that's been a bit difficult because you've been playing a bit of Shadow of Mordor too? And you're like, stealth kill everyone, then murder everyone anyway.
I don't think so.
Okay.
Because Shadow of Mordor is far from my go-to. This is how you stealth.
No, yeah, you leap 20 feet up a building.
Vertically, straight vertically.
Yep.
Yep.
You perch on top like a fucking crane, and then you drop on them and sack tap them to death. They were on the 3rd floor. Good job.
That sounds like stealth to me.
That is Shadow of Mordor. But in any case, yeah, for me, it was really weird. I expected that first chapter to more eloquently transition into the second one, mechanically, mostly.
Right.
The plot, oh, man.
It does some really crazy stuff.
Let me. Okay, so this is my way of describing it. The plot fucks off.
Yeah, I think that's pretty
Chapter
apt.
1 is giving you places. It is establishing relationships. And Chapter 2 just fucking throws half of that in a blender, and the other half runs off into the woods.
But yeah, I usually don't get like the psycho stuff so much because it just it doesn't feel as natural. Like there's something about a Resident Evil game where you know what you're fighting is a monster.
Yeah.
You don't think that you're fighting, or you're not sure that. This doesn't have that weird thought of, well, what if this is just in his head?
Yeah.
Like, whereas that is a lot in Evil Within is that of, are these monsters real?
Mm-hmm. Fair notice, this is the guy I showed him. What was it? There are 2 movies ever. It was Secret Window. Secret Window and Fight Club. And Bob's like, Dan, stop showing me movies where the main character's crazy and the antagonist doesn't exist.
Yeah, I hate that motif. It's just boring to me.
But at least in those, it's intellectually interesting. Here,
In Fight Club, it is.
Wasn't Secret Window with Johnny Depp?
Yeah, it
Yes,
was.
and it was a Stephen King thing, so you can blame Stephen King for
I
that.
do blame Stephen King.
I enjoy Secret Window just because of the line, "You stole my story." And the future joke I will completely steal. But in any case, yeah, I normally don't have a problem with that. And it is exactly as I said. It's not even an issue of, oh, is it real, is it not? It's like, if it is real, then okay, there are monsters. And if it's not real, then, like plot-wise in Fight Club and Secret Window to some extent, like, which way that went was super meaningful for what had occurred.
Right, whereas the
I
events
feel-
in this don't feel like they could occur.
Right, because no one's worried about the main character. Like in Fight Club and Secret Window, the other people are worried about the main character because they're being menaced by whatever, and they're trying to escape something, and it turns out to be them. There is any amount of depth in the craziness then. And this is where it's just like, oh, where did everybody go? Crazy bingo. And yeah, no, that's exactly it. Chapter 2 is it's a very simulation style, sort of like the Resident Evil 4 Village, but it's kind of like stretched out long. Whereas the Village was a large square, and then a bunch of villagers started chasing you down. This is more like you still need to get from A to B, and it's not a large square, and you don't have a shitload of people chasing after you. It's just, you need to get to the horizon, basically, because video games. And the enemies are at these houses that are on the way. So you can sneak past them, you can stealth kill them, you can do whatever. But that's sort of the thing. And that's so radically different from that first chapter that when Bob booted Chapter 3, I had no idea what...
Right. I also... I feel like the weapons don't have enough kick. You're super limited on ammo.
You're super limited on ammo, and it takes 2 or 3 headshots to kill an enemy. And you have 6 bullets at first.
When it was just a pistol, I was like, okay, maybe the pistol is just underpowered in this game.
Even though it looked like a revolver.
Yeah, then I got the shotgun, and they took a shotgun to the face. And I was like,
it took 2 shotguns straight to the head.
And that killed it, but 2. That's crazy.
These weren't super beasts.
And then there's no more shotgun ammo. Yeah, these are the regular zombie types.
These are just sort of humanoid but creepy because barbed wire or whatever. Yeah, I thought that was pretty interesting too because that is so not Resident Evil.
Right.
Like Resident Evil 4. Or even, I guess, Resident Evil 2, which is what I have most of my early Resident Evil experience with, because that gave you enough ammo where, you could seemingly take out 90% of your enemies with the ammo if you did it right in Resident Evil 2.
Right.
You can't do that in this. There's no fucking way.
Yeah. I was like, well, that is a game made by Kamiya. That makes sense.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm not it seems like you are supposed to stealth most of it, but at the same time, it doesn't feel like you can adequately take care of them with stealth. Like I said, if you stealth kill one, you'll probably be seen by another.
Yeah. My favorite moment in that quick play is Bob's crouching next to a cabin, and there's a fire next to it, lighting the area in front of the cabin.
Yeah.
So there's this zombie dude, and Bob pulls out a bottle, and he's like, okay, I'm going to throw past him to distract him and make him look the other way. He pulls back with the bottle, throws it, and smashes it in the zombie's face, who just goes, ugh! And then looks at him. And Bob's like, fuck. So he charges him to beat him up. And the zombie just bitch slaps him, basically.
Yeah, your melee attacks don't do anything. This isn't Resident Evil where it's I'll shoot him in the leg and then do some crazy
a fucking
kick.
roundhouse kick. Yeah, it tries to be more real than that.
Right, it feels like it doesn't want you to be empowered at all.
Yeah.
You shouldn't be
while
fighting
giving you some amount of empowerment through guns and bottles.
Yeah,
right,
but
then they're so ineffective
safe,
that
ever.
Yeah, I don't.
So that's
the weird thing is I would have so much more fun with the game if it was just unabashedly, no, this is Resident Evil. Just go shoot him in the head and then punch him in the face. His head will blow up. It'll be fun.
Everyone have a great time. We'll all laugh about it later.
Whereas for me, I feel like if it weren't trying to derive a lot of its, because of the second chapter, if it weren't trying to derive a lot of its fun out of the mechanics of the simulation, we set up all these things you could lead them into and do things with, and it were more interested in a concise horror sort of story like Resident Evil 2. You hit story beats in that, and it's very controlled action. I feel like the not being empowered would probably work out better in that case. It doesn't seem to go very far one way or the other. It's some weird hybrid of Mikami's prior Resident Evil or it's a weird one, and I don't know that I care to see Chapter 4 eventually to decide whether or not I like it. I'd be interested in seeing it, so if Bob plays it, I'll be looking.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know. I personally, I haven't
Also,
seen the
traps just show up all over the place.
God, that
crazy.
That busts my balls. I'm not usually a fucking story fag or a universe or motivation sort of guy where it's just why is this video game thing here? Why do they have these explosive red barrels? But no, these are fucking madmen with barbed wire through their heads, super zombie creatures, and they've all set up tripwires to C4?
I don't think that they did.
Then who did?
Whoever is
people trying to keep those things out?
The C4 fairy.
Oh, okay.
The C4 fairy.
Okay.
Or maybe whatever turning them into barbed wire monsters.
I guess.
Sure.
Yep.
I just... Yeah, so that kind of...
really crazy. I don't know. It's
not
weird.
in a way that's Lollipop Chainsaw crazy or
or unsettling in any way. Or just confusing.
Yeah, more like manic. But yeah, so
Feels like they wanted to get all those things introduced like way too early. Like you could just held off until you had a good explanation for this stuff, and you didn't. You just like show it all in there in chapter 2.
yeah. My favorite weird video game thing is you collect brain gel
Oh my god.
in order to buy upgrades. Like you can run longer or aim better, but you could also buy bullets.
I've got this brain gel.
And you're not buying it from someone. You're strapped into
You
a
just
chair.
have it now.
And you have this brain gel that you put into this terrible torture chair, and it just spits out a few bullets for you.
I think it still injects your brain with something, and then you have bullets.
Maybe it's just making you think you have more bullets?
Maybe that's all you need.
Maybe this is the Matrix. They're just hacking your mind dimension to have more bullets.
They're breaking into your mind house.
Yes. So yeah, that's the Evil Within.
Yeah.
Hey Bob,
What's up?
you checked out that Bayonetta 2 demo.
I did.
Oh, what were your thoughts?
That was really good.
Okay.
The end.
They moved around some of the dodging mechanics, and they took off, or they changed it so now the lock on instead of being R1 is L2. I'm using PlayStation controller buttons even though it's on the Wii U,
Yeah,
so excuse me.
Because no one knows what the Wii U's
what
buttons
is
are.
ZR?
ZL, ZR.
Yeah. Yeah, no.
Yeah, no.
Well,
fuck
not
that.
even. But yeah, so now you have a lock on dedicated to the L2, so you can always be holding that while you're using R2 to dodge. And that works a lot better, because before holding R1 to lock on, then hitting R2 to dodge, that requires 2 fingers to be up on the top of shoulders, which I never do. Like, that just, my fingers don't feel right doing that.
I mean, controllers haven't been designed to do that since the PS1. That was like the one controller where that felt okay.
Oh,
Maybe
yeah?
the PS2. Yeah, no. It's just...
So it feels good.
Yeah,
feels
it
great.
Feels good, and it runs smooth and
Runs a
does
lot better
crazy stuff, knowing that this is like the very first mission.
Yeah, the prologue is what the demo's made from, and it's totally over the top crazy.
Yeah, I've been watching with Bayonetta Let's Play, and I've seen a lot of the reviews. Basically, everyone's like, no, it just keeps going from there. And I believe them.
I've been trying not to read the reviews because I don't want to spoil any of it, but yeah.
Spoiler alert, they all say it's incredible.
Yeah, I noticed that.
That's it.
I think I've seen 2 bad ones. One was from the Czech Republic. Who cares?
Who even cares about the Czech Republic?
Really?
Yeah.
That's just strange, but continue. And the other one was from Polygon.
Yeah, of course
Yeah.
it was Polygon.
Who docked it because too sexy.
TNA.
so sexy.
Don't they know?
Tits ass.
What was that? You have the same...
Okay.
So have you
You want to
played...
talk about tits and ass?
Yeah, let's talk about what games Bob has been
Senran Kagura Shinobi Versus.
Yeah.
playing. Let's Get Physical Edition.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The note from
comes
the
with-
editor.
It
No,
comes
no,
with...
sorry, the note from the developer.
it comes with a CD that has all this music on it.
And an
but
art
it
book.
also comes with an art book.
And there's a note, a special message from the producer at the end. The whole message is, the Senran Kagura series will continue to run non-stop. That is the calling of a ninja. They run faster and jump higher than anyone. They can easily jump over people's expectations. These games still have the potential to grow big and large, just like the girls' chests. Tits are life, ass is hometown.
Yeah.
That man has some things straight.
That man has priorities, and he knows what he wants in life. And he knows what he
knows
wants to
what-
share with the world.
He knows what he's a producer on, and he's owning it.
I think in the next one, they do add a guy character.
Oh.
A
Yeah.
guy.
Oh my.
Oh dear.
He's... I was reading, apparently also they did plenty of research for him, too.
I find that a weird phrasing, but okay, I'll accept it. So Bob,
Why did you buy this? Why did you buy this?
I will change the question instead too. Have you played it?
I played a very small amount.
Is it good?
It seems all right. I bought it because it's an action hack and slash game on the Vita, and I liked the first one. It actually ended up being like having a story that I really didn't expect, where they made the girls kind of like interesting.
Okay.
And better than
Fair enough.
just
A lot of things.
yeah, better than a lot of things.
How much plot?
There is so much plot in
There's
this
so
game.
much plot.
Especially the Vita version.
Yeah,
Because it has the additional processing hardware necessary to really present the plot in a
and all of
proper
its
tone.
wibbly glory.
Yeah.
But yeah, this one does amp up the sexiness a bit, and it's like It was already extreme.
I don't know if it's sexy. It's trying to be titillating. But sexy is not a word I don't know.
Whatever you want to call it.
It is trying to titillate and arouse, but I don't know if that's explicitly just... Look, the breasts is immediately sexy. I don't know. I think sexy, you gotta try at that.
I don't know. Like, have you seen the game?
No.
Okay, so shut the fuck up.
I'm going by the art book.
Yeah.
And the CD, which has one side... clothed girls having a good time. The other side,
same position, same girls.
Confused girls with less clothes.
Yes, that shit is fucking random. But the way they animate and the way the cameras are angled in game, it's clearly trying to be sexy, which is odd because of the age of these characters, and we will not delve into that further.
Yeah, I honestly didn't even know what they're just.
Where did you
Nidhogg
just
Nidhogg just posted it all up.
Now
on the
it's canon.
Because they don't put it anywhere in the game for the US release anyway.
Nidhogg making everyone pedophiles since early 2000.
You and your fucking numbers. This is what I think of your goddamn numbers. Dead or Alive characters are under 18. You're a pedophile too. Wait, you don't like Dead or... What the hell's wrong with you?
But yeah, whatever. Anyway, it seems like they did enhance the gameplay a good bit from the last game. They actually made it a lot tougher of an action game. Yeah, like they seem to know, oh, this is running well now. You can do dodges and stuff. We're gonna be kind of tough.
We're gonna make you do it. Dodges.
So I saw in a video a long time ago Vita capture hardware. Like I was watching a demo for Vita capture unit, and it was on this game. And if I'm not mistaken, it's like a 2v2 or 4-player free-for-all sort of like you're in this large area and you have full 3D control, correct?
You do have full 3D
because we haven't really
control.
Described what's...
Yeah, it's not like the last one, which was like a 2D side-scrolling thing. This is more akin to Dynasty Warriors.
Oh, okay. I was gonna ask if the Naruto Ultimate Hero series wasn't a good parallel.
No, not really.
Okay.
Because it's not it's not focused on just fighting one opponent. There's still groups of enemies you fight.
Yeah.
And then usually ends with a boss. It's just another one of the girls.
Okay.
And it's one-on-one. Then you can lock on.
Gotcha. The boss is always Genguro. What is with that? What
was one of the features as you fight, you rip off each other's clothing?
Yeah.
Ripping off is disingenuous because that implies that your actions were not only directly aimed to do that, but that is what you did. You merely kicked the shit out of them and their shirt exploded.
Well,
I don't even know how that...
It is very anime in that. It's just after so much fighting, it just...
Through that was your end goal, really?
I don't know, Bob. What was your... What are your notions?
What are your intentions here, Bob?
What are your intentions with this here Shinobi versus?
I just wanted to beat the level. I didn't think their panties would explode
with these big-titted anime girls. Seriously, there's something in the water. All of them.
Yeah, I know. It is unnatural.
None of them are any smaller than a Z cup or whatever.
Yeah, that's tragic. I look forward to hearing about their plight from you telling me about the game, because that must be such a struggle.
To keep those up?
Yes, you must have immense back problems unless you train every day to keep that aloft.
It's all right. They're ninjas.
Are they
using
shinobi magic to do it?
Maybe. I don't know.
Yes, they're using shinobi magic.
What is a shinobi?
Shinobi.
Shinobi, I get that.
No, yeah.
That's it.
You're welcome.
They just added a V instead. I don't know why.
I thought it was, I don't know Japanese. Yeah. I was wondering if that was like a different subset of thing.
Nope.
No.
Okay, I put too much thought into the tits.
You know, it would be a great crossover. Shinobi-do. So it's way of the Shinobi.
That's...
And
wow.
Yeah. It would have a terrible single player that was simulation-based, where I would break it.
But then they'd have this great place where you can make your own stages.
Yep. Because it would be the good one. And not the bad one. But yeah, in any case, what else have we been playing? Have you played anything else? Nidhogg?
Nidhogg, yeah.
We got some Nidhogg up in this joint. We should have a quick play of that up really soon. Probably the same day this podcast goes up.
It's fun.
That's fucking fun.
Yeah, it
like
seems like a lot of
insanely
fun.
high speed, pixelated, not even 8-bit.
Ultra violent goodness.
Yeah.
Like, if this was any more detailed than the pixelatedness it was, it'd be like rated M.
Hey, Knuckle Joe.
Hey, look.
Look at that.
It's very pretty Knuckle. Very Joe.
Much Knuckle, very Joe.
His legs are weird mounds.
That's Knuckle Joe for you.
Yep. But yeah, I mean, the game itself is really fun. It's simple enough, but it has depth to it that it feels frantic, and anyone can kind of jump in and kind of get a basic understanding. There's only three there's move, jump, and attack, and that's it. And
Yeah.
everything stems from
This
that.
fucking background looks like it's just straight up the fucking PlayStation.
Maybe a little bit.
A little bit, yeah.
Although three wavy lines, I don't think PlayStation has a trademark on.
No,
that.
but I'm about to kick down Q Games' doors and be like, you fucking traitors! Let's ignore the fact they ported Star Fox 64 to the 3DS.
But yeah, I mean, it's fun. It's got a lot of stupid, fun variants. Some more worthwhile than others. The best one is, of course, turbo mode and skip mode.
Where you can't move normally. You can only jump.
Every
and then
time you
since
press
it's turbo, it is insanely high-speed buddy hop.
Yes. And it's incredible and stupid and hilarious. Not actually, there's no skill involved.
Yeah, I was like, that one, it was clearly, there was no skill
No.
there. That was just, okay.
Yeah.
Which one you lucked out?
Which one of you lucked out and jumped around like an idiot the most? But yeah, I mean, every other variant kind of adds a few wrinkles to it, but none of them feel as fun as just the main game. It's very simplistic. There's only 4 levels. There's one goal. That's it. But there's tournaments for multiple people. There's online multiplayer, local multiplayer, and the Vita version has single Vita multiplayer, which is janky as shit. you can redo some of the controls, but you're basically one person's on one side of the Vita, the other person's on the other. You each use one thumbstick and some of the buttons, and it's weird.
It is weird.
But
Weird's
it's
a
an
good
option,
word.
and it's cool that it's in there, and it doesn't detract from my experience of the game. So yeah, ultimately, I feel like it's like $10, no, $12 right now.
Oh, yeah, I've got
If you're
PlayStation Plus.
Yeah. And it's cross-buy, so you get PS4, PS Vita if you have all those systems.
If you're one of the cool kids.
It didn't hit PS3, did it?
No.
I don't think so.
Not from what I've seen. I could be fucking wrong, but I don't think it did. And I'm interested as to why, but whatever.
Now, while I'm thinking about it,
Yeah.
we've mentioned on here earlier Ranko Tsukuyomi's Longest Day, which is that game
Sure.
made by Suda51.
Yes.
That hit the PS3, and I was wondering why it was $40. I found out that is actually bundled with the entirety of Short Piece, which is the anime compilation it's part of. So it's like 3 or 4 other anime like short films.
So you buy this game
You buy the game
on the PS3, which is what this is out on, and you get fucking anime with it?
Yeah.
Like they're just, here you go, asshole.
And that's the only way to buy it right now. Apparently, they even have sold Short Piece separately. So you could have bought that and then been like, well, I want to get this other part of it. And you can't buy it separate. You got to buy it all together.
Yeah, you gotta buy it together in the States.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
But at least we know why it's $40 now.
Right, because it looks like
Because you're buying an anime.
It looks like charging $15 for it would be a hard swallow.
right.
Just because of the production level and
It looks like a
simplicity.
phone runner.
It looks like
game.
a really high-end Infinite Runner. Like, really, really high-end. I've never seen one that developed. It's got 3D graphics. It's got tons of enemies or whatever.
Right, and it has cutscenes.
Yeah, so super high-end. It is the AAA Infinite Runner that we all desired. So we solved that mystery.
And that makes me a little bit like, I could justify buying that where it comes with those other films I wanted to see.
Oh, okay. So you wanted to see it. It wasn't just like, well, now that I know I'm not getting screwed, buys it. I got screwed. Shit.
What else?
So have anyone been have you been playing anything else?
Yeah, I've been playing.
Yeah, what you been
things.
playing? Let's talk about what you're playing.
First,
Hey Eric,
I
what
want
you
to
playing?
mention that I ripped the Band-Aid off, sort of, and joined Twitter.
Yeah.
So
he has a Twitter.
frightening.
You were looking at your finger, I was like, is there like some horrible cut there?
Yeah.
No, I'm
He's
counting.
remembering the past.
I'm remembering the past. And just before I've just been playing another free game, Rainbow Moon, for the
Oh, yeah.
Vita. But before I forget, because I'm trying to, I forget and remember. Legend of Korra game comes out in less than a week.
Yes, it comes out on next Tuesday. It is a few days before Bayonetta 2. What the with that?
You have so much platinum to deal with.
Apparently.
And I'm so happy because I completely forgot about it until it was like, hey, you could just pre-order it now. I sure do, and I sure can, and I sure will.
Do you remember how much money it said it was
$15.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I love this. This looks cool.
Bruh.
That looks derpy.
Yeah.
Look, man, Kirim is half cool, half derpy.
This is Gear
The
That's
best.
Reshiram.
What?
Yeah,
That's the one I bought even, and I should know this.
Yeah, you should. It was your game Pokemon on the cover of your game.
The best part is that Bob and I care about this game for entirely different reasons, entirely
Really?
separate reasons. He wants it because it's a platinum game, and I want it because it's a Korra game. It's going to be incredible either way. I can already tell. But the best part was the. Did you see any of the developer interview for?
I did see
PlayStation
the
blog?
most recent one, which was just like, yes, this is the gameplay mechanics. We take away all her powers at the beginning, she slowly earns them back. And I'm like,
Look, man.
that sounds pretty typical for a video game.
Yep,
Okay.
Yeah, because an old man did it. Dude, yeah, okay. But the best part is, you'll see the final boss and you go, yeah, it's a platinum game. Wait,
Yes.
That sounds pretty good. That sounds
Maybe it'll be a pile of Agent Smiths.
Maybe.
Why didn't we get a platinum game? That was the Matrix.
I don't know. They came too late.
They need to make that other Matrix movie already, so that way we can get that.
Yeah. But
What a roundabout way to solve that problem.
So that out of the way. So yeah, Rainbow Moon. It's interesting. It's an interesting kind of beast because
What's it on?
It is on the Vita.
Can you give me a category or genre?
It's also on the PS3,
Oh, is
Okay.
it? Okay.
because that's where I played it first.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah, and then it got
It
ported.
is
Yep.
RPG,
Mm-hmm.
but all the battles are grid based, like a tactical RPG.
Okay.
It's a little weird. So like you get into random battles, you see monsters on the overfield, and you can run into them and fight them like that. But also as you wander around, it'll like not put you in random battles, but give you the option to engage in them, which I kind of like, honestly.
Huh.
So you can choose. You have to engage in all the enemies on the field, but they don't respawn. But you will always have access to random battles as you wander around, and there's a time system, and more random battles happen at night. So I was like, that's neat, and it's just a weird sort of beast because the art style. It's so much anime. The art style and the animation. That's what I meant. To
There
say.
you go.
It feels very like upgraded Flash game, kind of like something I would like a high-end game on Congregate almost.
Yeah, I saw that art style. It looks just weird.
Yeah, and some of the like the 3D stuff looks kind of generic, and the 2D art looks a bit like. I mean, I don't want to insult the guys who made it because they put a lot of time into it, but it looks like the art books from all the draw your first anime like books you see at craft stores and stuff. It doesn't really feel like any distinct style. It just looks kind of like
Yeah, it's been a while since I've seen it, but I just remember it not really being impressed.
Yeah. And the combat system itself, it starts off really simplistic, but you start getting like you can do multiple actions per move, you start getting special skills. I imagine once I get more characters, it'll be a bit more tactical.
How many characters do you have?
One.
Just
currently.
one?
Right now
That
it's
is-
yeah.
That is kind of like bad for a tactical RPG. Like I can't think of any tactical
It's-
RPG where just one character
I
works
know,
out.
but it's not. I mean, but you level up to the point where like I'm now fighting like goblins and bees, but I can take them out in one hit, and I can get multiple actions per turn.
Okay.
So it feels, in the way that it presents itself, it feels a lot more like any sort of regular RPG, the turn-based, but they just put it out on a grid system.
Huh.
So there's that. And then there's like, it's stupid when it's like this. You see this enemy in the overworld. Oh, it's this bee. There's 10 enemies in that fight, but there's like half of them are killing one-hit enemies for me now, and then there's these soldiers guys that I see. I'm just getting past the first area that if they surround you, they'll kick your ass. So, but if you defend, you can do two actions per one turn now. So I can attack and defend will actually let me live through an onslaught of them because they can attack twice too. So I can kind of see where they're starting to put in some tactical stuff, and I think they'll put in some ranged characters or magic characters soon.
Yeah, I feel like I watched a quick look forever ago.
Yeah.
And they had like one character with the sword and the other with the bow.
Okay. So I mean, I'm still. It's not really different enough for me to care too much about it, but I'm willing to put in some extra time and see if it like any more mechanics come out that are interesting. But it does feel a bit kind of right now. Kind of
All right.
almost kind of bland. But it's a game. It's not bad. It's not a bad game.
For a free game.
It is free, but it's not a bad game, but it's also not particularly memorable, I think.
Not something you would put time into just that much.
The plot is almost non-existent. There's not a whole lot of motivation for me to do anything. The characters are non-existent. Then the combat itself isn't really interesting enough to keep me like going, oh man, I want to find out what cool new stuff I can do. It doesn't feel like it's in it for that.
And that's still available for free on PlayStation
That's for free
Plus?
for this month, yeah.
Okay.
That and Pix the Cat are the free Vita top titles.
I played Pix the Cat.
Yeah, you did.
We will have a quick play at some point. I don't know how soon because we've got quite the backlog filling up over here at GigaBoots. Lots of stuff we're working on. Lots and lots of stuff.
Lots of stuff.
Especially in preparation for next month, which is Sonic Month. And my Retroware gig is also flaring up. So I'm busy.
Flare-ups.
Well,
Don't talk to me about flare-ups, Dan.
What are you, Eric Freeman? Not his actual last name.
No.
Just see his Twitter icon, avatar, whatever. Icon. I'm gonna say
Avatar.
icon. I don't think they call it an avatar. I think
My
they call it an
Twitter-tar.
icon. Yeah, Twitter-tard.
Twitter.
Yeah, you are. Okay, in any case.
Thanks.
Twittard.
Twitter.
Okay, we're done with that. In any case, we had a lot of stuff we're working on.
Okay.
So it may take a moment for Pix the Cat. But Pix the Cat is really good. It is like if the main mechanic of Pac-Man wasn't eat the pellets to beat the level, and instead was...
You eat the pellets and they follow you.
Run into the eggs. It's not pellets, it's eggs. You run into eggs which hatch ducks that all follow you in a line, kind of like Rattler. But now you can't turn backwards because that duck is behind you. So it's a very high speed of Rattler Pac-Man where you have to run these ducks to different drop-off points. And the trick is to grab all the ducks in one run and drop them all off. And once you do that, you get to go to the next board or screen space.
I got very much a Snake feel from it. I'm wondering where the Pac-Man is coming from in your head.
Visually, it has a very Pac-Man vibe. It's got the neon blue borders. It's got sort of design like a Pac-Man maze.
Okay, so more
Rattler doesn't have a structured level.
The cat itself kind of has this open mouth, like as he runs around. He's not eating, but he is kind of moving in that way,
but
collecting spherical objects as he goes around a stage.
Yeah,
right.
I mean that's
just Snake does have like
Yeah,
it has designed levels from.
there is that, but you're not quite. But then you drop off. It feels like lots of things. Really.
okay. How about this? Pac-Man came first. Fuck you.
Okay.
There we go. Boom. That is why. It is the original maze thing where you go around and eat circles.
Okay.
Go fuck yourself. But yeah, no. So as you beat each board, there's a tiny little exit at the border of one of the sides, and you go through that hole to go further into the level. So it just keeps zooming into these parts of the screen, and you have a set time limit. So not only are you trying to do really well for score reasons, you're trying to get, you're trying to get far.
Yeah.
Because there are achievements and things, challenges and things that unlock new things. Like there are a lot of narrators for this game.
Yeah.
And so far they've been pretty amusing. So I like that. There's
you have the
also
option to see your own ghost, your best time, your previous best
it's
time.
interesting. They unlock that ability for you, so you appreciate it. Like you unlock the ability to see your best ghost, and then after doing some of the puzzle levels, which are mechanically pretty different, you unlock the ability to see your friend's best ghost, which is funny to me.
Oh, and after you left, we tested out the arena mode, which is
a versus.
a combat versus multiplayer.
What?
Yeah.
And when you pick up the eggs, they become ammo. You can shoot at each other, which stuns the other person, and then you can do a full charge into them, and they die.
And you are cat bots.
What?
And
Yeah,
all the ducks are also robots.
Metal eggs and shit.
It's pretty.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
It's really fun. Like
Yeah,
that game,
each of the modes has almost a completely different art style.
Yeah,
The puzzle mode is all like woobly and wavy, bubbly.
Yeah, they look like three different games that were all reaching for the same thing, and mechanically they feel pretty similar input and everything else wise, but visually, yeah, they look really different. So it's cool as hell that this very different gameplay feel but with the same cohesiveness of the input feel and the gameplay sort of design, like thematically. Like, you are a cat in all 3 modes, or actually there are 4.
Yeah,
4 or maybe
nostalgia
5.
is the last one.
Yeah, I haven't unlocked nostalgia.
I don't know how you...
I imagine that's just Pac-Man.
I guess. I don't know.
I don't know.
We'll have to do it. We'll just have to keep playing. I guess to see.
I will bear that cross.
Oh, yeah.
For all of us.
Okay.
And I will be brave and keep playing Pix the Cat.
Dan played Pix the Cat for your sins.
Yep. No, Dan played Lords of Shadow for a Let's Play for your sins.
For sweet view counts.
Oh, yes.
Oh, yeah, totally.
That's
I totally care
was
about
the
that when
intention.
Konami stops me from monetizing random parts.
Yeah.
Speaking of which, Bayonetta, we don't make a fucking cent off of the Bayonetta Let's Play. Every time it goes up, Sega marks it.
That's crazy.
Which is a nice transition into our next topic. Hey, viewer, you're probably one of the 80 to 100 people who regularly listens to this podcast. I know you. You know me. We've been doing this a while. We've been doing this a while for free as shit. Well, it turns out there's no money in doing things for shit. And we, unfortunately, have hit a point where we can't continue to do this, especially at this speed, free for shit. If you recall the numerous times in GigaBoots where we just sort of dropped off the radar, that was sort of like what I had to do workload-wise to compensate elsewhere, because this isn't sustainable as income for a job. So what we're doing is we're going to open up a Patreon by the end of this month. And I'll have details in that video and whatever, but it is very essential that if you're one of the people listening to this podcast who really enjoys it, that you very seriously consider putting money towards the Patreon, because we're going to improve what we're doing and make this a much better channel and keep cranking shit out as hard and as fast as we are. There are going to be cool little buffs. My favorite one so far that I would like to talk about, not because it's boring or weird or whatever, Aggro
Okay.
has put forth that one of the highest tiers, because I was looking for interesting high-end stuff, one of the highest tiers is Aggro will write erotic fiction about you monthly.
You can subscribe to his monthly letter.
Of erotic fiction tailored around you, the viewer.
With whatever or whomever.
Or what dimension ever. Maybe you want to sex a nebula. Who am I to judge? I'm not Aggro's leash here. He gets to write whatever. And you might appreciate it. So when we do get that Patreon video up, be sure to check it out, because we want to add a bunch of cool things like that. And there are a lot of ways GigaBoots is hindered that is directly monetary. Like, we could do more cool multi-capture things, like streams and things like that, if we were able to buy another capture hardware that didn't use USB. Because as it's turning out, we have 2 USB 3.0 capture devices. They're both so high bandwidth, they can't deal with each other at the same time.
Right.
Which is sort of the nature of that thing. I have a friend, as we call him, Jim Rackgazer, or Jimmy G, depending. He's getting a USB 2.0 capture device that works with HDMI. So sometime in the next week, I'm going to test that out. And it's a pretty cheap thing. But that's just one example of cool shit we can do. Like, we always want to do, and this was before GigaBoots even, we always want to do like some sort of like competition speedrun in our friends group for Castlevania.
Yeah.
And that is a cool thing we could seemingly do with extra funds. Also, our internet gets raped by uploading this many videos. In fact, I'm uploading about half of them, if not more, from a different IP entirely at this point. And it's still like hitting the cap pretty hard, which is why we don't stream more often. If we got more money, we could buy more bandwidth and stream on a much more regular occurrence, which would be great, because I had a lot of fun with that VibRibbon mouse sound stream this morning. And, you know, lastly, most importantly, it frees us up to do really cool content. Like, if we aren't supported in any way, all of Sonic a month will be unmonetizable. Because it's Sega.
Right.
There are so many cool things.
Sega are super bastards.
Pretty much. And, you know, there are so many cool things that can be done on the internet that are just not monetizable. But we're going to look into cool stuff to do with our Patreon. We're going to have the regular stuff where it's like, give us $1 and I'll say your name in a room and no one can prove otherwise. That is one of them. Like, what was it? Lazy Gamer Reviews guys. Like, I will salute my IBM whatever and say your name in a proud tone.
Okay.
Yeah.
What was the Penny Arcade when they did their Kickstarter for their
Right, yelling
thing?
at pigeons.
Yeah, but
he ran around and yelled all the names that donated at ducks.
Yeah.
And they filmed it. It was dumb.
filmed it. But the amazing part is the way they handled that situation. They were kidding. And they said they were kidding, and they were kind of fucking angry that everyone were calling them hacks. They're like, no, that was a joke. And their fan base is like, no, it wasn't. We gave you a fucking $1. So then he's like, oh, fine, I'll fucking do it. Yeah, that video is pretty good.
Yeah.
Just watching Gabe be miserable over opening his dumb mouth. I mean, that's good quality content. Who doesn't want to see a man regret saying something?
For 40 minutes.
Was it 40 or longer?
It felt long. It felt like he's yelling a lot of names at ducks, man.
It's a really long YouTube video. You could almost make a 10-hour loop of it. Like,
Make a town loop on anything.
that's true. Like Epic Sax Guy.
Indeed.
In fact, you should.
I've got about
always
5
make
hours into that.
10 hours loops of that. That is the exact sort of thing you should have 10-hour loops of. But yeah, it also frees us up to do cooler reviews that aren't necessarily going to be the latest and greatest because, like, my larger problem as a reviewer is I know they need to get out in a timely fashion in order to be more viewed. I don't want to give a fuck. Like, I want to experience the game enough to write a good review and then spend enough time thinking about it to not just say some shit. And that flies in the face of pretty much most websites. Especially game trailers.
Look, man, Battlefield 3 just didn't have boats. It didn't.
It didn't. Look away while I'm saying this, please. Because there's a boat on that radar and it's making me very uncomfortable. But yeah, in any case, that video will be up soon. Let's go ahead and, unless you guys had some other games to talk about.
I mean, I played a lot of Bayonetta.
You sure
I think they know all about that.
They probably noticed.
I'm pretty sure they noticed you played a lot of Bayonetta. We'll go ahead and transition to the news segment. Welcome to the news segment. Last comment. Another reason to fund Patreon so I can afford more cheer wine.
We get to fund our horrible cheer wine addiction.
And we'll live stream it. We'll live stream our
By horrible,
spiral
we
into
mean
obesity.
delicious addiction.
You know,
Let us buy all those Cheerwine paraphernalia we need.
All that Cheerwine branding. Wait, why don't we just get sponsorship from Cheerwine? Wear Cheerwine t-shirts.
I don't know.
Why do we need these assholes? We just get sponsorship from Cheerwine.
To some extent, I think if I were suave enough, I could swing that deal. You know, there are so many weird marketing gigs out there that I feel like, because we're authentic. We're not fake assholes talking about how much we love Cheerwine.
Yeah,
Cheerwine's good shit. We go through too much of it. Like, it is a bad habit at this point. But, yeah, in any case, let's actually get to
I was like, why would we want to take money from people who want to watch our content when we could just become corporate shills? That sounds way better.
That sounds like gaming journalism.
Whoa!
Yay! I would love to simulate the process, on websites when, was it... This month, I think I've seen a lot of Shadows of Mordor banners and headliners on websites, so that way on the margins you see Shadows of Mordor, and
right.
They pay a lot of money for that sort of stuff. I want to simulate that in video format, so we resize the video down.
Oh wow!
Yep.
It's great. It's a Cheerwine.
Every month, every video for every month. Yes.
This is so they don't find us for this footage.
Until you people break $300, so GigaBoots is sustainable, your videos are now in a box. Irrevocably, in fact. We can't really resize it once. It has to be every month, otherwise we'll just, at the beginning of the month, go, nope, we fell under. A whole month of bullshit. Speaking of whole month of bullshit, we hope you're excited for Sonic Month. But no, really. We're going to keep up our normal routine of doing videos of random games and stuff and other stuff. We're just also going to have a fuckload of Sonic content come out. So enjoy that. I do think we're probably going to roll back the weekly beating a bit.
Yeah.
Just because there are only one or two...
Something has to give.
Then
in
again,
this case.
never mind. I think
Everything else is just Smash Bros.
I can swing it. I can swing a whole month of the weekly beating Sonic.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, you got Sonic Adventure 2 Battle.
Oh, I forgot that was multiplayer. Because that's the battle part.
Yep.
The worst part.
So, okay. Then you got Sonic 3's weird two-player mode where you're tiny and on the two different screens and you race to do loops and laps. You could theoretically do Dr. Robotnik's Mean Bean Machine.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. And if we were super fucking morons, which if you pay us enough money, we will be, we could be dumbasses and play that PSP Sonic game.
Oh, yeah. There's also Sonic the Fighters.
Was it
which-
Sonic
Yeah,
Rivals?
I know.
Okay.
What's up?
Sonic Rivals, wasn't it?
Yeah, Sonic the Fighters.
No,
No,
Rivals
Rivals
is the PSP one.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. There are two of them.
Yeah.
Shit.
I feel really bad because I'm trying to remember who did it. I think it was Backbone Entertainment or someone else. They made a legitimately good other game that was kind of that same 2D gameplay with 3D graphics. But then they just get stuck making Sonic Rivals. Apparently that was Sega's direction. Of
course
it
was.
They told them they wanted a faster...
Sega, how can you bring
I don't
over
know.
so much vile shit and yet not give me Phantasy Star Online 2?
Look, man, you got Destiny, and that's basically the same thing. Have you seen that thing?
Yes, I have.
circulating
Yes,
on the
I
internet?
saw that.
I thought that was interesting. I actually know jack shit about Phantasy Star. Jack shit.
Weird.
I've never played Phantasy Star Online.
Huh.
Because they wouldn't bring it over the second time, and I didn't have a Dreamcast.
Yeah, I really haven't touched the first one at all either. I've seen it played a little bit.
I had the GameCube one that had episode 1 and 2.
Ah, yes.
I played that 360 one, but I hear that is nothing like the other.
The Phantasy Star Universe?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's different.
Different. So, hey, who wants to talk about the actual news? I think I do.
Not me. Podcast over.
Well, see ya. So, okay, these notes, these news stories, I like to keep it personal. So these are going to be things I brought up, not just, hey, they announced this thing or that thing.
Okay.
So the new Pokemon game added a move called Soar, which is kind of like Fly, except for instead of it being a dumb map screen, you fly around in 3D riding on your Pokemon, and it has the whole island and stuff built out.
I saw that.
It is neat.
It sounded like only two Pokemon have that move or something.
What?
I think the trailer wanted to paint it that way because it's Megalatios that they show in that.
Right.
And some sort of weird assertion about that. I don't know.
Will we finally get that
go
Pokemon
around
comic
the Pidgey.
of Gary Oak standing on the Pidgey?
Yes.
Yeah!
1 foot Pidgey stance. Yes.
Well, Pidgey on each foot. Come on.
No, just one.
Oh,
and then
just
the other one wrapped around his knee.
Like a
It's just
flamingo?
oh! Yes.
But-
because he's incredible. Because he's Gary fucking Oak.
Yeah, he is.
Man,
That's neat.
I'm changing my last name and having a kid.
Changing your middle name to fucking.
Yeah. No, his middle name gets to be fucking.
Okay.
But yeah, so I thought that was pretty cool. I always like it when games build out that sort of nice spatial feeling.
I hope that it feels good and relevant, unlike the riding Pokemon in X and Y. Cause
I'm sure it will feel the exact same level of relevant and important.
and that's disappointing.
Is
Because
that yeah.
that riding mechanic was so disappointing.
Then my phone blew up. Silly internet, don't tweet me in the middle of the podcast.
Stop telling the internet that you're doing a podcast and they
I
won't
didn't
want to
tell
bother.
the internet we were doing a podcast.
They do. Where are the
no
cameras?
one invited you, internet.
Where's the mole? You're not a real podcast. You're a bag of sugar.
Stealing jokes. We're kind of saying we should just let's play the Evil Within.
Oh yeah.
Thus adding more to Let's Plays we've done on the internet of games we didn't even like.
Right? We're in the phase of games we actually like.
Yes. That are just long.
Yeah, Bayonetta is a pretty long game.
It is a pretty long game. I remember I got a little fatigued by the end. Not saying it was a bad thing. Just it's a long game.
You get tired. You gotta take breaks. You gotta stretch.
Like maybe for a week, or you just never beat it. Oops. I don't know. I feel like if we're gonna play a game that no one's going to be super positive about anytime soon. It should probably be The Last of Us, because not only is that a good game and there's a plot to riff on, I get to do shitty Joel impersonations the
Like
whole
constantly,
time.
but
Yeah.
it'll be the same joke over and over again.
Yes, and that is good.
Good for who, though? Really?
Yes.
Oh.
Okay, so if the audience doesn't appreciate me saying the joke, they'll appreciate you two not liking me saying the joke.
Each and every time we get more and more
Angry.
angry.
That's the thing, like, what I like about GigaBoots, right, as someone who makes it, we try really hard to be authentic. We ironically are over the top, way too charismatic, and like, hey guys, I've got a great game to show you today, blah, 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 as a joke, but we're trying to be super realistic. So whenever anybody's angry, and I'm sure you noticed this from the tone of our videos, they actually are fucking angry. Like, I yelled at Eric about Destiny in that break.
There was yelling.
Because I hit a peak. And then thinking about movies I could have watched in that 97 hours I spent in Destiny.
Thinking of languages you could have learned.
Yeah.
Countries to travel to.
Yeah. Thinking about life. But yeah. So we're legit, son. We don't fake shit here at GigaBoots. Okay, I was like, except for my own death. Wait, that was SPF. Never mind. We don't fake shit here at GigaBoots.
Yeah, we're totally eating those cheese dogs right now.
Oh yeah, we were talking about we were gonna do that.
Oh yeah. Well, there's one left.
Yeah, there's
and no buns.
Oh no.
We have to split it, guys.
So then you have to cut it. See, we were talking about Bob bought some cheese dogs.
Yeah.
And we were gonna, because I kept telling him how gross it was. See, I grew up. My grandmother would. I would go over to my grandparents' house after school on a regular basis in elementary school, and they would always have bologna with cheese in it and cheese dogs. Like the little bits of American cheese. I'm not sure other countries know this menace because they don't really have American cheese. Because, you know, American cheese is just a fucking gross thing we made up like pepperoni.
Yeah, I wonder about that.
Our country's
did we
amazing.
export that to anywhere? Because it's just super processed cheese. I don't.
Yeah, it's fucking garbage. Like, it just is. You can enjoy it much like you can enjoy a Twinkie. That doesn't make it not garbage. Like, I enjoy... Oh, man, what's the last really shitty game that I enjoyed? That is just objectively bad. I enjoy Slay, but I don't enjoy it that much. But in any case, yeah, it's one of those situations. Like, sure, you could enjoy these cheese dogs, but they're fucking heinous. They're just bad for you. So I had to eat that shit every day. So I'm telling Bob about this, and I'm like, oh, man, it's so fucking gross. There are bits of cheese in it. Why the hell would you do that? Blah, blah, blah. So Bob buys some. He's like, we'll eat it for the next podcast. They didn't last.
Yeah,
we were too curious.
We need to do I need to do legitimate grocery shopping, apparently, because I ate more than one of those.
more than a lot. God.
I had 3
I've
total.
had 2 total.
And you've had 2?
I feel like I've had maybe 3.
Yeah, that checks out. Wait, no, one of them's still missing. Maybe I had 4?
Because there was a package of, what, 10?
Yeah, 10, yeah. So 9 of them are missing. So a number's missing somewhere in there. Maybe it was me. But, yeah, I think it was me. I had 4. Okay.
I love that thought process. I make delicious turkey burgers for everyone. Like Bob's like, I go return the favor. Here's some shitty cheese dogs.
And I feel like it's so disingenuous to call it cheese dogs. Like,
Yeah.
you're really overselling it at that point.
it is.
You imagine a dog with cheese on it, not a dog diseased with cheese bits. Cheese in quotations.
It was not near as bad as I thought it would be.
Yeah,
Like,
it wasn't that honestly that bad.
It was just hot dog with some cheese and, you know.
Okay, so
That's-
next is bologna.
That sounds worse, but I would still eat it. I
Yeah,
like
fine.
bologna.
Let's do it.
Oh, fuck. Okay, we'll do that for the next podcast. Or, you know, once we get the Patreon up and running, some sort of secret live stream.
A secret live stream of us eating weird shit.
We'll have a few segments that we do every week for the secret live stream. One of them will be just called Human Suffering. And we'll just eat terrible things like
Just a segment called "You Paid for This, You Monsters."
yes. Exactly right.
Okay.
Yeah, that sounds pretty fucking awesome as an idea. I would pay money to make some poor shitheads on the other side of the internet eat terrible food.
Within reason.
Speaking
Right.
of which, I'm going to go ahead and say,
No haggis.
Okay. Well.
well, I'm not going to strike out haggis.
Yeah?
But here's
that's-
the thing, right? Like, we're not going to get good haggis where we are.
We could try and make our own haggis, but it's not going to turn out great.
Yeah, you would have to then get a goat and, like,
I'm
chop
sure
up
they
the
sell
organs.
organs. Some specialty shops. Probably an Asian market, they probably sell some organ stuff.
We don't live in a real city, so there's no, like, Asian market that sells organ stuff.
Yeah, whatever. Well, we could order it online, maybe.
But see, that's the thing. That's what I'm saying. Like, if we get haggis here, it is going to be terrible haggis. I'm
enough.
okay if we were in a place that serves haggis, that is known for the authenticity of it, and we checked out haggis.
Okay.
I'm 100% like down for eating that for the live stream, but I am not. I'm not going to eat whatever Hot Pocket bullshit version of haggis shows up at our fucking door. Oh God, Hot Pocket haggis.
Yeah, that's a tall
A
order.
fan sent us this box. It just says "Eat me" on it.
It says
I haven't
Hages.
opened yet.
I think they meant to write haggis. Oh God. Oh my God. Look out, it's insane. No, I'm like, I'm gonna eat it, and you guys are like, look out, he's insane. Bob starts firing a gun into me.
Someone sent us a gibble sandwich.
Okay, no more talk about haggis.
Yeah,
Okay, so
moving on.
Vita themes are coming out. They are now downloadable, and they have music.
Yep.
They changed the music for the menus.
Yeah,
That's awesome.
it is neat.
Now we could already like fully adjust the pictures behind for each
Yes.
each panel anyway. So this is just another layer of if you want
This
something
is-
more fully customized.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, and there's 3 of them so far. There's Crystal, Seasons, and Stitches, and all of them are neat. They're
Yeah.
neat little changes up, and they're all free.
They're
so-
all free, so that way they let you buy into the concept of this, so that way you'll be interested in the pay for stuff,
which
which is smart.
depending on who's releasing the pay for stuff, I would be definitely interested in.
Right. Dragon's Crown would be neat.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was just.
But my
I'm just-
God, if it's that village theme, that theme is so good and it's so infectious, but I have listened to dozens of hours of it.
Yeah. You're just tired of it. You're done.
Yeah, it's the fucking violence. I know every fucking nuance of the son of a bitch, and I've heard it dozens of hours, but I'd still do it. I'd still buy that theme because I'm an idiot.
I just worry that the pay for themes are going to be like the PS3 ones where it's like, what was it? Just anime set 3.
Oh.
It's just this incredibly generic
Well,
deviant art drawing.
Yeah, I'm sure some of that will be that.
Right.
I wonder how hard it is to become a developer to make a Vita theme.
Right.
Because
that
it's
hard.
just pictures.
You're changing the icons,
Yeah.
the pictures, and
I mean, admittedly, you should be able to do it with just normal software and a bundle of audio files and images.
Right.
You would
you'd
think. But I'm sure Sony's dumb, and they probably aren't super good at opening up that program, because I would love like some weird exploitacious and over the top one. There's just like, hey, you're using your Vita. What's up? You want to play games? Tee.
So the Senran and Kagura theme. Where all the icons. By the way, the icon for the Senran and Kagura on the Vita is just boobs.
Yeah, tits.
Yeah. The game knows exactly what it is.
We know what you want. Here it is. Boobs.
Listen there, you little shit. Don't even pretend. Yeah. So,
Also, they got the 3DS themes as well last week.
yes. Does
Which-
that change the music?
Yeah, it does.
Really?
Like not the ones that it comes with, because the ones that comes with are just like generic black, other colors. But then there's ones like they have the Legend of Zelda Link Between Worlds one that has a Zelda theme that plays,
Cool.
and it makes everything look all like Between Worldsy. And then there's like a Mario one, and I feel like one more, but I can't quite remember what it was.
That's cool.
Speaking of that, didn't I remember reading that Hyrule Warriors is releasing some new content soon?
I know that they're letting you buy the full DLC pack for the stuff that comes out.
I wasn't sure
throughout
if it
the
was
year.
DLC or if it was just like an
they,
update.
they're letting you buy the season pass?
Yeah, they're letting you buy the season pass.
Okay.
But also, yeah, you're right. They did announce a while ago that they're working on a patch that lets you play as some of the boss characters, and
Yeah.
that's just going to be a patch and free.
Yeah, it's just a patch, and there's also some palette swaps for the character. Because you said Link Between Worlds, and that was one of them. Is that
Oh,
you can
cool.
get you can like make Zelda look like the princess from that game, and like that's neat. I like that. It's good stuff. It's free content. here, have it. That's always good for me.
Yeah,
That's always makes me happy.
The wood sword already came out. That was goofy,
Incredibly
but-
silly.
Sorry, I'm doing some deep navel gazing. See, here's a small anecdote in how it pertains to me and thus you, the viewer.
Okay.
Jeff Gerstmann fucking hates Majora's Mask
Okay.
because it's garbage. And it's garbage because it's a bullshit Zelda game that isn't a normal Zelda game that's made with all of the graphics from the last Zelda they made.
Okay, all that's technically true.
Technically true, yes. So
Except-
ruminating on that,
So the bullshit part.
I
Right.
was then thinking about Link Between Worlds and how much I hate it. Because it's just like, I'm Link to the Past again, but now I'm 3D and these areas are slightly different and here's this one new mechanic and I guess this new upgrade system and the rental thing.
Right.
And it's like, it's not bold enough to be its own thing. I mean, at least in Majora's Mask case, the gameplay design was very different.
Yeah, it was.
So I was just sitting there for a moment and being like, oh my god, am I Jeff Gerstmann? No!
I'm kind of like Link Between Worlds. If they just had a totally new designed area, that game would have been so much better.
Yeah.
Because
If it weren't aping a specific Zelda game and were
Right.
just fitting into the larger architecture, that would have been a lot better. Because you do some of the similar
like
things.
I still really like that game, honestly. But
Yeah, I know you do.
It definitely would have been better if they didn't do that.
Yeah, I think one of the strengths of Link's Awakening and Oracle Seasons, Oracle of Ages is that it's not just Link to the Past.
Yeah.
For whatever reason. Yeah.
Okay.
Link to the Past being the best Zelda game.
We can talk about that later.
Ocarina of Time
No, not really, no.
is Link to the Past plus cutscenes.
I enjoyed the gameplay of Ocarina of Time a lot more just because I really never got into the way that Zelda felt in Link to the Past, that whole top-down.
When did you find out you were gay? I feel like I should run a terrible, like, right-wing as fuck gaming show.
Apparently. Like, no. It's not about any sort of discussion.
Why do you hate America?
How is overcoming your mental deficiency affecting your personal life?
Why can't you just say you love America?
Bob.
God, just say it. Say it now.
Every
say it.
soldier,
Why aren't you saying it?
Every soldier is a fucking hero. Link Between Worlds is shit.
Now you're just sending mixed messages.
No, that's the same
That's
message
all the
to me.
same message.
To me, yes. I'd rather, Let's not talk more about that. Let's talk about another game Dan doesn't like. 3.2 million players play Destiny daily. Guys, there's help. Go seek it. Go find a better place to be and to hang out and to have fun. There are more fun games out there than Destiny, and this isn't one man's opinion. Most of the internet has unanimously agreed Destiny is a pile of fucking problems, but a bitch ain't one of them.
Well,
I
I feel like it's kind of a gauntlet situation where Gauntlet Legends by yourself and taken in its own merits is kind of a really basic nothing to it game. You move forward, you press the A button. That's your basic soul. There's a bit of strategy, but that's it. But when you add people to it, when you add a community or a group of people to play with, it elevates it. And I feel like that may be what's going on, is that people are playing with groups and friends, and that makes it
creates
much more...
obligations that they can't
it
get
makes
out of.
it makes it more bearable for them. I know plenty of shitty games that I've played that were way more fun when people were involved.
Any you want to get off your chest right now, Eric? Perhaps involving Lara Croft and her marbles of madness? I'm just saying.
I got all the trophies
I'm
for that on Steam.
You sick bitch.
So I actually did enjoy that on its own terms.
Okay, well, in any case...
You go to hell.
I mean, that is a thing that happens. People who come together to enjoy a game do elevate the game. And yes, you can have a rudimentary game that just becomes that much better when other people are involved. But I would say that effect works for most video games. And Destiny has a pile of fucking problems.
Yeah.
I mean, there's always going to be people who are a fan of it, even though it's not good in many ways. I mean,
See,
what was it?
The Sonic fandom.
all right. I mean,
Okay,
I
you.
met a guy.
Here's the smart bomb of knowledge. Fucking Sonic 3 is better than Destiny. Fuck you. Now then, Bob was telling a story.
What?
Eric.
Well,
what was your story? I already know it, but it's
have-
important to tell.
Okay.
I have met a guy who's came into my store and was like, Destiny is my favorite game ever. And that is, that.
What do you attach to it? My friends are playing it.
No, he seriously, like, he got caught up in the mechanic of grinding. Just that much.
He enjoyed it.
Yes, he enjoys the grind.
Okay,
Yeah.
so here's my
Yes,
theory.
Sometimes,
Here's my theory on this end game and why anyone attaches themselves to it more than a couple hours. You ready? There are two things. One, there's the sunken cost fallacy, which is the idea of, I already spent that money, I can't get that money back, but like, I wasted that money on this. If I don't get everything out of this possible, then I'm wasting money.
Right.
And that not only applies to the $60 of buying the game, that also applies to the 20 hours you spent playing the game up until, assuming you play a decent bit of Crucible. And then you didn't get to play the raid. And the raid is supposedly amazing. So you keep thinking at every point, I'm so close, and I've already come so far, I should just keep going. And then the other part of it is Stockholm Syndrome, and I don't think I have to explain that, so there you go. There's my
know.
Destiny thesis.
I feel like, Destiny is not a bad game. I've played bad games. This is not a bad one.
Mechanically, no.
It has
Mechanically,
problems.
how the jumping,
but
the
it doesn't make
shooting,
it
and everything.
a bad game.
No. Here's the thing, though.
It may make it
the way
slightly
it
mediocre
controls,
and not as good as it could be.
the way it controls and the way it feels is great.
Yeah.
It's AAA, top of its class, incredible. Everything above that level is bad. The level design sucks. The art's great, though. Hey, the art design's great. No one can knock that. Like, that art design's really good.
Yes.
If you want to see bad art design, hopefully you already paid too much for Mighty Number 9. Every level's a fucking building! It's
Right.
just the interior of a building, bland as fuck.
I see.
Uninventive as shit and lazy as hell. But in any case, I'm just gonna shit on everything. Welcome to the GigaBoots shitcast.
I don't know.
I feel like
you,
everything.
You had a bad experience with it, and I get that.
Yeah, I played it for 97 hours. Yes, correct.
yes,
I played
yes.
Destiny. I had a bad experience. These are things.
And I get that you really enjoy shitting on it, but I feel like other people can also enjoy it on its own merits.
Yeah.
And it's not a terrible game.
I was
It's just
talking
not
about
a great
people who
game.
attach to the end game. You haven't really super done that.
I'm level 27.
Right.
I'm pretty close in endgame. There's nothing else for me to do but grind for gear and get into a raid. That's what is left for me.
Right. So you need to show up weekly to do the weekly nightfalls and the dailies, and then grind rep in order to buy shit to break it. It's not getting all the purples that's hard. That's inevitable, technically. It's the getting more purples to snap in half to upgrade those purples that's hard.
Yes.
That is the shitty part of the endgame.
Yes.
That and random number generators.
Again,
but I
the
digress.
game has problems.
Yeah.
I wouldn't go as far to say the entire experience is shitty, as you had just asserted 5 minutes ago.
I said the reason why people attach to the endgame is because of Stockholm and sunken cost fallacy.
I seem to remember you saying the game is shit, but never mind.
Okay. Well,
feel
in
like
any
you
case,
said that
everything
at some
above everything above the mechanics and the art design, yeah, shit. Level design's terrible. Story's awful. And these are like irrefutable things. Everyone on the internet agrees on this shit. So me saying it here isn't like controversial.
I know.
It's like me saying the sky's blue, and people are like, "Hey, whoa! Don't judge that sky. That we all see that it's blue. What if it isn't?
It's azure.
It's azure. Open your mind, you
plebeian.
fucking bigot." But yeah, I don't know. Whatever. 3.2 million. Anybody know how many they sold?
I don't know.
I don't know either.
Maybe my main point is people can enjoy a thing you think is garbage and you hate.
Yeah, I'm a human
Again,
being.
Sonic.
Okay.
That's how I feel about that.
Well, yeah, but you're just a hipster who gets off on shitting on Sonic.
No, I legitimately don't ever have...
I know you think that.
I don't like Sonic. I don't think the mechanics are any better than any of the shitty other 3D mascot... not 3D, 2D mascot titles of that time.
You think the original 3 Sonic games are as bad as Aero the Acrobat? Bubsy?
I won't say that.
You can't even name
But
one
I
it's as
don't
bad as.
feel like it deserves the legacy that it has now.
Oh, it definitely does. A fucking deviant underground of people who draw fucking pornography of it
Okay,
and
maybe
shitty
it does
games every
deserve-
year.
maybe
It deserves that.
I guess
it earned
I
that.
guess I mean the backlog of games that it created.
No, like Mario doesn't even deserve the shitload of games he gets stamped on. Like,
Nowadays, sure.
yeah, I don't know.
But
Like, you hit that certain point where it's like Mario Golf, Mario Tennis. I mean, we've been doing that for so long now that it's normal, but at the same time, you just sort of look at it and you go, he's a fucking plumber. Like, it's the same thing with Sonic, of like, Dr. Robotnik's Mean Bean Machine, Sonic Riders, Sonic All-Star Racers Transformed.
Yeah.
He doesn't deserve to be in these things. He's a fucking hedgehog.
But
like,
each of those games are embarrassing at best for Sonic. And each of the Mario games, the worst one I can think of is Sunshine or the new Super Mario Bros. One. And those are only bad because they were repetitive or the controls are janky, but they are not garbage games. Like, so many Sonic games are.
Mario's
Sports
missing.
Mix.
What'd you say?
Mario
Sports
Sports
Mix.
Mix. I've only heard horrible things about
So
that.
Mario
I meant
Mario
of the
Sports
core
Mix.
Mario games, not the offshoot, not barely
No,
Mario.
that's what we were
Yeah,
just
what?
discussing in the core of
That's
your
what,
argument. No,
what- that wasn't what I'm talking about.
no, you were just saying he doesn't deserve. Sonic is not good enough mascot to deserve all of the games he's in as spin-offs.
Is the backlog of just many games that he's in terms of his main core game set.
Okay, so your problem's with the yearly installment? Then let's talk about Assassin's Creed and Call of Duty.
I have nothing to say about those games.
But that's the thing. It's not a quality thing. It's a company that's showing up to make money.
I get that.
Like, say Sonic's Legacy isn't his almost yearly installments. Sonic's Legacy is a fucking embarrassing thing of furries and shit.
Yes.
It totally deserves that, and I love that it is that, because that's a very unique, like, looking at gaming, that is a very fucking unique legacy. No other game has that. No other company owns an IP that it's just like, hey, you ever Google Sonic 2 cheat codes? No joke. There was an article I read about a dude who went to a furry convention. He interviewed people to ask how they got into being a furry. 2 of them didn't know each other at all. 2 of them said one day on the internet, back in 1990 whatever, early 2000s, they Googled Sonic the Hedgehog 2 cheat codes, and furry porn came up. And that is how they got into furryism.
And their lives changed that day.
Forever. And that's exactly why in furries and you, Jay searches up Sonic the Hedgehog 2 cheat codes.
Oh.
Because that is a hilarious fucking way to get into furryism. I don't know any other way to say that than furryism. But yeah, no, I think Sonic deserves that, and I think Sega's a shameful company that turns out to title way too often. I mean, to be fair, if you really want to be fair, Sonic Generations isn't a fucking miserable game. Sonic Colors is pretty good, and I don't know, like, Sonic Lost Worlds isn't great, but it may be better than Super Mario 3D World. That game, I don't know.
I don't think so.
I don't know.
Sonic,
it really depends on what you attach to.
Lost World just didn't feel right. Like, the controls just felt wrong.
Yeah?
So much of the time. Whereas I can't say that about Mario. Mario just has bad level design.
Yeah, or bland.
Bland.
Because
yeah.
it's not broken, it's just not...
boring.
It's boring, yeah. It's kind of like a
It
hallway.
doesn't even challenge you.
Yeah. So yeah, I don't know. So your thing is just like Sonic didn't deserve to be in 40 plus core installments or whatever
I
that
guess,
number's
yes.
at. Okay. Well, I always want, like, I'm super excited for Sonic Month just because I get to look at what are the core Sonic games, and they're only going to be 12, which is mystifying because there are like 60 fucking Sonic games or 70 or something. It's fucking huge. What the shit?
That is kind of weird to think about.
Yeah.
We should probably move on from things.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah,
why
I
did
like
we even
talking
bring up
about-
Destiny? Dan, why did you do it?
Because
Destiny is only a deep hole that
Yeah.
just keeps going
for me?
for everyone, really.
Oh, okay. Because I traded that shit in. I'm fucking fine now. I just look back on that time and regret. So Omega Ruby and Sapphire and Alpha. By the way, Tosh, my girlfriend, who I will now unfortunately couple that statement so everyone knows who the fuck Tosh is, said, "Is that seriously the name of those fucking games?" She just found out today.
Omega
Ruby and Alpha Sapphire.
Yep.
She's like, "That's so dumb," and I'm like, "Yeah, I know. It's probably the dumbest."
Yeah, I just can't even remember that. Like, I keep shoving the one on the other one. Like, I'll say the Omega
Alpha
Sapphire.
Rubies.
Right,
or the
because
Alpha
those
Ruby,
terms
'cause
don't,
they
really
mean-
attach themselves to those rare gems or whatever.
Epsilon,
Right.
Emerald.
Because, like, when they did this last time, they did
Gamma
Silver.
Burger.
Had Heart Gold and Soul Silver. That's a stretch, but
Yeah,
I don't know.
I
that's
mean,
still
a Heart
pretty-
of Gold is a thing.
And
And then
Soul
Soul
Silver
Silver
is some nice
has the
acid,
assonance,
yeah.
So it's memorable
Sorry,
at all.
alliteration.
Yeah, you're right. Shit.
Damn
Fuck.
it. Damn it. I went to word college for this, damn it!
I'm next to a guy who went to word college for this. He won't shut up enough about the difference, and yet I still fuck it up. Damn you, God. But yeah, no, it's a terrible name. I always remember it as the acronym ORAS.
I would just say Ruby and Sapphire.
And I
now,
can never
'cause I'm done.
But see, that's the thing. I remember ORAS because of all the boards I've seen it on, and then I can't. I have to.
ORAS?
Yeah, it's Omega Ruby Alpha Sapphire.
Oh, just like all together.
all together.
Oris.
Yeah, Oris.
Oris.
And I have to take a moment to remember what the hell the deal with that is. So hey, not only is there that news earlier about they can soar, that soar move.
Yeah.
There's a demo coming out on the 21st of October.
How does one
for
demo
States?
a Pokemon game?
They explain. I actually don't remember the deets, but they explain how exactly that demo is set up and how much you get to play and stuff like that.
Please trust us. This may have been the worst Pokemon game before, but we fixed it.
Yeah,
We did.
I love how much the internet. Okay, I've made this statement a few times. You guys should probably know I hold this opinion. Third gen shit. What I love is how much the people who grew up and loved third gen have kind of come around to that fact.
I saw that thing where Patricia Hernandez
Yeah,
from
Patricia
Kotaku
Hernandez
was
from
even
Kotaku.
like, this game was bad.
Yeah, she's
That's
like,
crazy.
this is the worst Pokemon game, but hey, it looks pretty good now. But yeah, it is crazy because she's kind of that generation that really attached to third gen the first time, I think. I'm pretty sure comments in the past from her have sort of painted it that way. Yeah, I don't know. I'm glad there's a demo coming out. Apparently, I'm getting that game, and that phrasing is as accurate as can be.
Well,
Because my girlfriend's crazy, and she's going to buy both anyway, so she's just giving me one.
Okay.
People do it every time.
The only reason I did it growing up was because I had a brother. He had a Game Boy.
Well,
so
in
we
this
both
case-
got one version.
Well, in this case, I get one of the versions, so that's the same situation. I'm just having sex with my girlfriend. Are you having sex with your brother?
For the record, no.
Well, that's good.
Well, I mean, like right now, but I'm sure you did back then.
Right, obviously. You know,
you shared Pokemon
boys
games and all.
will be boys.
Fucking no. No, and fuck both of you.
Now he wants to fuck us. Man, this podcast got weird. Let's go back to Sonic. Moving right on past that. Yeah.
Please.
Amazon Game Studios announced 3 exclusive games that they're funding. You know, Amazon Game Studios, new studio by Amazon to fund and publish games, and they've been contacting a lot of developers. One of these 3 new games announced is developed by WayForward. And it's a sort of haunted house 3D game where you take this main female character and go through it and have to deal with these ghosts or apparitions or whatever, or witches even.
Anytime you hear way forward in 3D in the same sentence, I get real worried.
Exactly. At the end of this, I'm like, interest level is medium because I can't remember playing a WayForward game that was in 3D gameplay-wise and was good.
What are some 3D way forward games?
Silent Hill for the Vita.
Wait,
Don't remember.
Silent Hill Origins or that
No.
weird Diablo clone?
That
That weird
Diablo
Diablo clone.
Oof.
Yeah.
Okay.
I was so excited because I loved WayForward.
Oh yeah, next week they got Shantae coming out.
You what?
Shantae?
the
Which
3DS.
one? I'm
The
so
3DS one.
confused. Okay.
Because the one funded by Kickstarter is not out yet.
Okay.
That's still down the way, and we're still voting on stuff.
But it's cool that the 3DS one's coming out.
Yep.
Is that a physical?
No, it's a download.
God damn it.
Yeah.
Someday, they'll get physical releases of anything. Well, I guess they got Adventure Time games.
Yeah, they are.
And regular show game. I forgot they made that.
They made
regular-
a regular show
Yeah,
game?
they made a regular
made
show
that?
game.
I saw it show up at my job. I had no idea it was them.
Honestly, it looks like shit.
Yeah.
Sorry, everyone. Sorry if you like that game. Sorry if you like regular. I actually love regular show, so I don't give a fuck if you like it and that upsets you because you're overly sensitive in that case. But no, like, they made it, and I looked at the video, and it just seemed like blatant retro pandering. Like, at a scale that is far outclassing everything WayForward's ever done.
I mean, a lot
It was
of
weird.
regular show is kind of retro's 80 pandering.
Yes, but it's wrapped in an interesting way. Gameplay-wise, this didn't wrap it in an
Yeah.
interesting way, which is unfortunate. I don't know. Like, I'd rather a bland brand game than something that looked like what that looked like. But
nothing
I would
else-
love to take a closer look.
Cartoon Network actually has shows that would benefit from an actual decent, like
Game.
shows that deserve it.
Deserve a good game, yeah. But But yeah, so the interesting thing about this game, which my dumb ass didn't put the title of in this fucking news thing. Okay, I just looked it up, and the game is called Till Morning's Light. It is a game that is apparently exclusive to the Amazon Fire Phone. Welcome to an Amazon published game.
I was about to ask you, where are these coming out?
Yeah, mobile.
Ugh.
Of course. And it's seemingly exclusive to that. It may come out on Amazon's other stuff because, they have that Fire console. I don't know that that's beefy enough.
But at the same time, it's like, guys, you're making games. You could release these on our platforms and make money.
Yeah.
Instead of making whatever you're doing.
Instead of being Sega. But in any case, I digress. Let's go ahead and talk about that game, Till Morning's Light. It turns out the lead animator on Skullgirls, Twitter handle KinuKicks, she did a lot of character designs for this and some other stuff.
Cool.
So once it was announced, she announced that. And I was like, oh, wow, I'm now at all interested in this.
Yeah, at least it won't end up with some awful art style like Silent Hill had.
Yeah, which I'm sure, once again, heavy Konami involvement.
Right.
Konami ruins everything. In any case, they're like the Sega of not Sega.
Whatever that means.
That means they're Sega again, but named differently.
Sega again, but with other franchises they could ruin.
Now I just imagine Sonic lifting up a fucking night vision goggles going, kept you waiting, huh?
Kept you waiting, huh?
Man, Metal Gear Solid is just a much better game when Snake goes around, gotta go fast. Or just has, better than that, my first mental image was Sonic's voice in him. He's like, whoa! And slipping on his shit. Whatever you say, big boss.
They're playing it so like a damn fiddle.
No, that needs to be Tails' voice actor. Tails' voice actor gets to be, what's his name? Kaz. I was like, K-A. The name doesn't make sense for a Western person.
Well, I think he's Japanese.
Is he supposed
at least
to be?
Half Japanese or something?
Okay, sure. Why not?
I mean, his name is Kazuhiro. I hope that he's Japanese in some
his
way.
name is Kazuhiro.
Or his parents were the biggest weeaboos on the planet.
I mean, but here's the thing. Can you even fucking trust that in a Kojima narrative? You have fucking Meryl in Metal Gear Solid 4 calling people Japanese slang for nerd. Akiba.
God.
That's so fucking stupid. It's like she's never even mentioned being to Japan, liking anime, or giving a single iota of shit about their culture. Why would she call this random nerd a Japanese slang term that didn't even make it out of the country for nerd? Like, God, that's so dumb. Whatever.
Right.
Moving on. No talking about Metal Gear Solid 4's plot. I can't take this. I can't take this. I just had to defend Sonic. We were talking about Destiny, and then we were talking about Metal Gear Solid plot.
But it's okay, Dan, because living in the city, you know you've got to survive.
You're right, Eric. It's gonna be alright. Sonic Art's music is really good. Like, it's unfair how good that is. But yeah, there are two other games announced here. I don't have a super strong attachment to either of the studios announced as the developers. So.
Creepstorm and Tales from Deep Space?
Yeah.
All right, sure. Those sound like games, don't they?
It looks like
Apparently-
they did a typo in this article, and they at one point mentioned or call it Tales from Dead Space.
Yeah. Yeah, they did. I was wondering how the hell they could get away with calling it Tales from Dead Space. But the developer on that, apparently their name is Frontiers, or Frontier. And the name of their game is Tales from Deep Space, not Tales from Dead Space. It's a 2.5D platforming adventure for Fire tablets.
Whoa.
Great.
Yep.
The install base on that is huge.
Finally, CoinDash developer Happy Tuesday, all of that is meaningless to me, is making the RPG-tinged tower defense affair Creepstorm for Fire tablets.
Okay.
You know what? I'm going to look up and see if that other one says Fire tablets as well, because I'm pretty sure... Yeah, no, it doesn't. It doesn't say anything about what... Yeah, okay. I'm guessing Till Morning's Light is exclusive to the phone just because of the way the trailer ends.
Huh.
I don't have any interest in the setting or the characters, but I do kind of like the art style. And that's unfortunate because it looks like it runs like garbage. Because it's on a phone.
It is on a phone, and a phone that's not even good.
And a phone that's Android-based. Yeah.
God, I forgot that it was like Android based, but a subset of Android, so you don't even get to play Android game.
It's just a fucking fork of Android where they're Amazon's horse shit.
Yeah,
They're my least favorite hardware manufacturer.
Yeah. I don't own any smart or tablet devices, so I don't really have anything to say about that.
Okay.
Other than this sounds
Allow me
like
to
games I don't
just,
really know about on a system that I don't
on a basic
own.
level that you can understand,
Sure.
right? Amazon OSs for their phones are Android. They act like Android, they look like Android, but they rip out certain things and then they make it so you can't get Android apps on it unless through Amazon.
Bull.
So a lot of apps that are for Android aren't on it because they have to be on Amazon.
Wow.
Yeah. And it's locked down in a way where you can't install your own apps. So it's a really fucked up thing they've done there, and Google's not happy with them. And unfortunately, Google is a piece of shit in the way they're doing Android anyways, so they can't do anything about it.
Yeah, I guess you'd think that since Google and another consortium of people made Android, that they would have prevented people from just locking off and making a subset of Android. But I guess that's something that since it was so freely developed,
Yeah.
they can do it.
Yeah. Which, I mean, to be fair, like, Android's not the most open thing. That used to be their thing, but
Oh yeah,
like, it's at a certain point.
I'm still like, was that knowledge of what I learned in my classes for developing for phones?
Well, yeah, see, that's the thing. It's not an openly developed thing, but Google just openly stole shit.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, that's why they got sued.
Good.
By Oracle. But in any case, let's not talk about that. Let's move on to more interesting and gaming-focused things, like the new 3DS. It apparently has way faster loading times in Smash than the original 3DS, has much better and more seamless OS integration, so that way you can pop up to that OS and back in like that, instead of that stall that you have to wait for when you hit that home button. And it downloads things much faster. Unfortunately, I don't have any numbers to share with you people, because the glorious, glorious motherfuckers over at Game Explain have too much money and not enough sense. So they didn't take any factual evidence down, and they just live commentary a dude filming the 3DS, and then they do time jumps without telling you how much time they cut out.
That seems
That
confusing.
seems like a fucking waste. You spent over $200 on a portable. You exclusively get it before everyone else, and you don't have the sense to just highlight that section on the video and then look at a thing that tells you how long that is. Because that would be harder, because he would have to add that commentary in post. Sure, he could have added text that said it,
Right.
but that was too much for Game Explain. I hate that. I hate that spoiled opportunity. People want numbers. People want something quantifiable to understand, like, new 3DS. Is it really that much better? Because for me, watching it boot that Smash Bros. Demo, holy fuck. That was night and day difference.
That was that much better.
Yes. That was
In every way.
worth it. And another thing, most people... I don't know that everyone knows how this works. So the new 3DS is supposed to have better 3D. Because apparently it tracks where your perspective is and then just basically tilts the screen towards that. It keeps track of where you are and makes sure the 3D works for where your head's positioned. And it's really good from what everyone's saying.
That's crazy, because
That is completely insane.
I wonder if this will cause the problem where it just causes my eyes to hurt after 10 minutes anyway. I mean, there's a chance that not having to, like, hold it...
There are so many different things that could be causing that.
Right.
Not the least of which is the fact that when, like, the back row of pixels bounces off the front row of pixels, the light of that bounces back onto the back row of pixels, causing, like, really weird ghost imaging and shit like that. Like, there's no perfect angle on the 3DS where you don't see a little bit of that.
Right.
So I don't know. I don't have my hands on it, and unfortunately we have to trust the people over at Game Explain to say something, which I don't. I don't trust random people on the internet when they talk about stuff. I learned to not do that with the PS3 controller.
Yeah.
At E3 when the DualShock was unveiled.
Yeah.
There were people who were like, oh man, it's spatial. You can feel which direction the rumble's coming from. And it's like that next-gen whatever tech from the company they had to pay patent fees to and licensing fees in order to put rumble back in the controllers. It's this really next-gen rumble feel. It has really tight control and it's directional. And then it comes out and it's like, no, it wasn't, you asshole. And that was more than one person.
Great.
It wasn't just a guy. That was a bunch of idiots. So... In the last bit of news, and possibly the most important, the new NBA 2K15 is still a total glitchy piece of shit. So just go to YouTube and look up glitch videos, because holy shit, that stuff is nightmare fuel. We're talking entire rooms aren't rendered right, so they're weird wireframe red blur dimensions with people with psychedelic melting faces with no textures.
So this turns NBA into PT, is what I'm hearing.
Yes.
Okay, great.
And it's just funny.
Game of the year?
Game of the forever. Because it has more glitches than last year,
But
maybe.
what's a future game?
And it still has the same glitch where they go to interview a basketball player and they're like, what do you think about the game? And they hold out the mic to nobody. And once they stop holding out the mic, like it goes all the way out and the animation stops, they slide all the way into the background right next to the player they're interviewing.
Yeah, like,
In the middle of the game.
Yep.
Yeah.
It's fucking incredible.
Man.
What an incredible fucking glitch.
Man, I wonder like how bad NBA Live is going to be this year.
I wonder how bad NBA fans feel like they get it. Like, do you think they're aware that most video games aren't this glitchy this gen? Because sports guys, when they buy stuff, they generally just stick to sports.
A lot of them do just stick to sports, but I think that they are happy with the product they're getting, honestly.
Which is stunning.
Like hear that the NBA series or 2K series is like really good, and like everyone's still enjoying it every year.
if you want to talk about repetition, holy crap. It's just basketball again. These levels are so repetitive. The mechanics are the same each time.
But this time you get to make your own player and scan your face, and then you're in the
NBA
game.
Galaxy.
Oh god, the face scanning thing.
Yeah, the face scan.
That's actually way worse than any other year. Look up videos of face scanning in NBA 2K15. JonTron put out a Vine, and holy shit. Yeah, everyone who's done one, it's horrifying.
Vinny from the Giant Bomb actually looked pretty good. It just couldn't save him right. Like one time, like he booted it up and it had him, and it looked fairly accurate. And then he like hit one button, and he turned to a generic white guy, just completely not looking like him at all.
Random note: did you hear about the World of Warcraft glitch where black dudes were turning into white dudes?
Yes.
Did you hear about that?
That's kind of funny.
That's great.
Yeah, it's just like, what the fuck? What causes that?
Can code be racist?
And then it goes to the Shell standalone complex, and we spend the next 22 minutes in various cafes and parks talking about whether or not code can be racist.
And then we do the cutaways to some other group of people talking about the same stuff, but in cyberspace.
And then the cutaways to just Tachicomas being cute.
Yeah. Oh, but probably also discussing the same topic.
Probably, but doing it in a fumbling way that makes them adorable. Like, oh, I've never met a racist code, have you? And they're like, well, my dad was a racist. He ran real fast. And that's yeah, we got the essence of standalone complex down. Thank you and good night.